Tae, screaming in sleep. Leave me. Somebody please. Help me. Why are you doing this to me? Please. Leave me. I'm begging you. Himin. Panicked, shaking Tae's body. Oh God, Tae. Wake up. Not again. It's just a nightmare. As Tae felt someone shaking him, he slowly opened his eyes. Breathing heavily, his heart pounded. Cold sweat clung to his skin. The shadows on the walls felt too real. But Himin's voice brought him back to reality. Tae, barely above a whisper. It happened again, didn't it? Himin, concerned, brushing hair from Tate's forehead. Yeah. The same nightmare? Tae nods, swallowing hard. Yeah. But this time, I couldn't wake up. I felt trapped. Himin. Tae, maybe it's time to stop hiding how much it's hurting you. You need something good. Someone to hold on to. Tae, quiet. Someone like him? Author's Pov. That night, Tae stared out the window. The city lights blurred. Behind the glass dot, his fingers traced the foggy outlines and deep in his heart. Only one name echoed. Tae. Soft, almost like a prayer. Jungkook. Author's Pov. The crowd roared like a sea in storm. Lights flashing, arms raised. But Taeyoung stood still, heart thundering. Breath caught. On screen. Jungkook appears, golden spotlight. Mic in hand. Eyes fierce. Back then, Jungkook wasn't the golden star. And Taeyoung wasn't a stranger in the crowd. They were just two boys chasing something bigger than themselves. Tae, laughing out of breath, lying on the floor. You seriously messed up that chorus. Jungkook strumming on a guitar. Taeyoung humming nonsense lyrics. Both boys barefoot, eyes lit like fireflies. Jungkook passed. You think anyone will ever hear this? Tae passed, grinning, hopeful. If they do, they'll know what we were. Return to present. Jungkook singing softly, voice cracking slightly on the chorus he was singing to thousands. But his eyes searched for one. On screen, Taeyoung, tears glassing his vision, clutches his hoodie tight. It was no longer just a performance. It was a confession buried in notes, lifted by stage lights. Aimed like a HE art beat. Jungkook on stage. Softly. If I could turn the silence into a song, you'd still hear me. On screen, spotlight stays on Jungkook, sweat glistening. Voice trembling, each word poured from him like a wound finally allowed to bleed. He wasn't just singing a song, he was stitching back pieces of himself he thought he'd lost with. Taehyung. Crowd POV, soft sway of light sticks. Silent a veneration. Armies didn't scream this time. They listened. As if they too knew this wasn't meant to be drowned in cheers. It was sacred. Cut 2. Taeyoung in the shadows. One row behind the barrier. Tae POV. In a monologue. He remembers. He remembers everything. Flashback overlay. Int. Small apartment night. Years ago. Jungkook lying on Taeyoung's lap. Humming the melody. Hands playing with the hem of Tae's shirt. Jungkook passed. One day. When we can't be this close. Just hum this. I'll hear it wherever I am. Return to present. Jungkook wipes his cheek with the back of his hand mid-song. Voice cracking again. He didn't cry often on stage. But tonight, he did. Not because he was broken, but because someone in the dark still held the missing piece. Zoom in. Taeyoung's trembling fingers slowly rise to cover his mouth. He's crying but smiling. Jungkook voice faint, barely spoken to mic. I still hear you. Beat of silence. The instrumental stops for a breath. Crowd POV. Hushed. as if the arena itself is holding its breath. It wasn't just a performance. It was a letter he'd never sent. A promise folded in melody. Flashback. Taeyang's apartment, 2:43 a.m. Dim light. The world outside asleep. Inside. Love is trying not to die. Narration. Taeyang. Quiet voice. I didn't think you could die from missing someone until I watched you pack your things while still calling me love. Jungkook stands by the suitcase. Clothes. Folded with shaking hands. He's not looking at Taeyang. He can't. Taeyang, desperate, voice cracking. Don't go. Please, Jungkook. We can find a way, just don't leave me. Author's POV. Taeyang's standing barefoot in front of him. His oversized sweatshirt damp with tears. His cheeks flushed from crying. He steps closer, trembling. Taeyang, you said you'd fight for us. You promised me this was real. Jungkook whispers, pained. It is real. That's why I have to go. Narration. Taeyang. He sounded like he was breaking. Like every word tasted like blood in his mouth. Tae. Soft smile, turning his head toward him. Maybe. You looked happy. And for a moment, happiness was simple. A practice room. Sweat. Laughter. The way. Jungkook looked at him when no one else was watching. Author's POV. Cut. Flashes of headlines. Distant voices, blurred fights. Jungkook walking away without looking back. They fell apart before they even had anim. The stage lights flickered gold. The melody spilled into the crowd like smoke and Taeyang knew the song before the first lyric landed. On screen, Jungkook closes his eyes. Mic tight in hand. It wasn't just any song. It was theirs. A melody born in secret. In laughter. In longing never. Meant for stadiums. Flashback overlay. Int training room night. Years ago. Taeyang suddenly grabs Jungkook's shirt. Clutching it tightly, forehead pressed to his chest. Taeyang. Sobbing. Don't do this. Please, I'll take the hate, the silence, the hiding. I'll take everything if it means I still get to fall asleep next to you. Jungkook holding him tightly, crying too now. Tae, you don't deserve this kind of pain. You shouldn't have to hide to love someone. Taeyang, desperate. But I want you. I choose you every time. They kiss. It's not soft. It's desperate, wet with tears. Gasping between breaths like they can't get enough before it ends. Jungkook cups Taeyang's face, fingers trembling. Jungkook, you're the best thing I've ever had. That's why I have to protect you. Even if it means breaking both of us. Taeyang lets out a small, broken sound as he falls to his knees, wrapping his arms around Jungkook's waist, crying hard now. Taeyang, whispering like a prayer. Please don't leave. I'll lose myself without you. Narration. Jungkook. I wanted to stay. God, I wanted to stay. But staying meant watching the light in his eyes fade under the weight of loving me. Jungkook gently kneels with him, pulling him into one last hug, tight, warm, like trying to memorize the shape of him. Jungkook, voice broken. You'll always be the song in my silence. Don't ever think I stopped loving you. He kisses his forehead, his eyelids, his lips one last time. Then he stands, hands shaking. He grabs his bag. Taeyang whispered barely above a whispered come. Back to me. Jungkook opens the door but pauses his body facing out, his heart pounding like a drum set. He doesn't turn around. Just says, Jungkook. When it's safe, I will. The door closes. Silence. Taeyang stays crumpled on the floor, hugging his knees to his chest, sobbing into the echo he left behind. Narration: Taeyang. He left, but it wasn't over. Because you don't stop loving someone just because they're gone.